Hi guys, welcome back for day 3 of writing. So to recap what we did the past 2 days, the first day we focused on planning and we wanted to answer this question. What is your favorite animal? So that's the question we wanted to answer. First day we did our planning. Yesterday we wrote. So we wrote up the reasons why pigs are my favorite animal. So now today, day 3, we are going to go back and we're going to edit. Edit is something that readers and writers do all of the time. They just don't write something and then put it out for the world to see. They need to go back, they need to look it over, they need to make sure they have, correct punctuation, words spelled correctly, sentences, all that good stuff. So as writers, we're going to go back today and we're going to edit our writing. So I'm going to show you how to edit my writing. Of course, you guys have different stories, so you need to edit your writing when you're all done. Right now, you're just watching me edit my writing. So I'm going to go and make sure that I have sentences and they have punctuation. I'm going to make sure that words are spelled correctly. Sometimes, because I know first graders are just learning how to spell some words, sometimes your words may be spelled wrong, but as long as you're sounding them out and you can use your hands and, touch and sound out the sound and write what you hear, as long as you're doing that, that is perfect. If you have a parent next to you or a grandma, a brother, a sister, aunt, uncle, anybody that's at home with you and they want to help you edit, this is a great time for them to work with you because editing can be sometimes hard on your own, especially as first graders, because you might not know if you spelled something right or wrong. So I'm going to go through my writing and you're just going to pay attention and I'm going to edit. I want to make sure that I'm doing these 4 things. So I want to make sure that every sentence starts with a capital letter. I want to make sure I'm using finger spaces in between all of my words. That means my words are not touching. They're not right on top of each other. I want to make sure I can read each word on its own. I also want to check for the endings of sentences, if they have a period, an exclamation mark, or a question mark, and I want to reread my sentences. I did that a lot yesterday as I was already writing, and I do that all the time anyways, and that's okay if you did too, but today I want to go back and reread and make sure everything makes sense. So I'm going to go back. I'm going to use a different color marker. I want you to use something different. If you used a pencil to write, maybe you find a purple or blue crayon to edit, just because when tomorrow we're going to rewrite this up. And we're going to make it beautiful so that we can share it with our classmates and they can see what we wrote about. So I want to use a different marker so I can see what I'm changing. So this first part, I'm just going to go back and I'm going to focus on the very first thing. I'm going to make sure right here that each sentence starts with a capital letter. That's what I'm going to focus on right now only. I'm going to go through my whole writing. I'm going to make sure each sentence starts with a capital letter. So this is the beginning of my sentence. Did I include a capital? Yep, so I can just go right on up. So I'm just gonna not even read this. I'm just gonna go to each sentence and make sure I did a capital letter. So I'm just gonna go until I see a period. Oh, I see a period. So I know that after the period is a new sentence. So I need a capital letter. So guys, I forgot to make this a capital yesterday. See, even teachers forget. So now I'm just going to take my marker and I'm going to go over it. So I'm just going to put a capital P. I know it might look kind of confusing, but to me, I know since orange is my edit marker, I'm going back and I'm editing my work. I know that I want to change this to a capital P. You can also cross off. So if I don't like that, you see the X? I can cross it off and I can write what it's supposed to be next to it. So then I have a capital P next to it because I know after a sentence, I always need a capital letter. So I changed that lowercase p to a capital P. So now I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna make sure that I have capital letters. Here's a punctuation. I know an exclamation mark that's telling me to stop. So the next word, the first letter should be capital. I have a capital A. I think I did that. I'm going to keep going. I see a period. I'm going to stop. And I'm going to make sure that the next word, the first letter, is capital. Is it? Yes, it is. Now I'm just going to scan to make sure I don't have any more sentences. Nope. All right. So, boys and girls, I did the first thing. I started every sentence with a capital letter. So now I'm just going to go through and make sure I use finger spaces in each word. So this is easy. I can just go like this. Mine will be much bigger than yours. If you have a little paper that's in front of you, I have a big chart paper so you can see it from my computer. I'm just going to go with my 2 fingers. You should be using your 1 finger. But look, if you see my 1 finger, there's so much space. So I'm just going to go make sure I have 2 finger spaces in between. And this is just what I'll do. I'll just make sure that between each words, I can put my fingers there. If I can put my fingers there, then they are good. If I can't, then I need to make sure I write a little note that lets them know, or lets me know, that I need to fix that. So I was able to put my fingers in between all of my words. So this week I'm making it easy on you. But next week in the upcoming weeks, I'm gonna try and add some tricky things that teachers do. And I'm gonna see if you guys can catch it while we're doing this together. Because I want to be working with you. Even though you're not right in front of me, I'm kind of teaching you. So I want to do it together. So this week, it's kind of easy because I did mostly everything the way it should be. But the next coming weeks, I'm going to add some tricks in there. So I did that second thing. I use finger spaces between my words. Now I need to go and make sure that each sentence ends with a punctuation. So it can be a period, an exclamation mark, or a question mark. So I just want to go and make sure that I have included after every sentence. I included a period. And as I'm doing this, so boys and girls, if you want to do end sentences with a period, exclamation mark, and question mark, and reread your sentence together, that is fine. Because sometimes when you reread and you read stuff out loud, you're going to find that you miss some punctuation. So these two, I would recommend that you do them together. I'm going to do it together. I'm going to show you exactly. Because as you're reading it, sometimes you're like, oh, wait, I should be stopping there. Something's missing. So I'm going to show you. So my favorite animal is a pig. I take a break. That period lets me know that I need to stop. I stop reading that sentence, then I pick up and I go to the next one. Pigs are my favorite animal because they are pink. So that sentence lets me know that I need to read that sentence with excitement. They are pink. Also, ooh, this one might be a tricky one. Did I stop after also? I think I took a little pause. So if I take a little pause, it's something that we call a comma. That is a comma. It's like a little, right here. That lets my reader know that I'm taking a pause. I'm not stopping like an exclamation mark or a period. A comma lets me know I'm just taking a little breath. Also, pigs can be big. I think I want to add that an exclamation mark. It's only a period, but pigs can be big. That's something exciting. So I want to make sure I added that. Now, let's read my last sentence. These sentences show why pigs are my favorite animal. Did I notice something? Because I think I'm missing something. This is the very last sentence of my paragraph. And I forgot to add a period. Oh no. See, even teachers mess up sometimes. So I have a period. I went through and I added some punctuation. These commas might be hard, so if you do have a grown-up or a brother or sister that's older than you at home that can reread your writing, they might help you. That's a tricky one. But so I'm going to reread it one more time because I think I fixed all my issues. I fixed my capital letters. I made sure I had finger spaces. I made sure I had correct punctuation. I want to go back and reread it to make sure that it does make sense. Okay. My favorite animal is a pig. Pigs are my favorite animal because they are pink. Also, pigs can be big. These sentences show why pigs are my favorite animal. So I went back and I reread it and it looks great to me. I have 4 sentences. I can go back and count. 1, 2, 3, 4. I just went back and I counted my punctuation to make sure I had 4 sentences because I had my intro. I have 1 for my first bullet, 1 for my second bullet, and my concluding sentence. So now I think I am all done with my writing. So boys and girls, I'm going to stop the video and you're going to do some independent work. You can go back and you can play the video again while you're working to make sure you catch some of these things on your writing. But now this is a time that focus on your writing and your editing, which means you're just going back. You're not adding any more sentences. You're not adding any more details. You can add some words if you left some out. Like if something doesn't make sense, I'll show you. Like if I forgot the word a right here and it just said, my favorite animal is pig, then I might be like, oh, I think I have to add a letter. So you can do that, but we're not adding any more sentences or any more details. You can add letters, you can make sure you have capital letters and punctuation. And the most important thing you want to do is reread. So you don't need a new piece of paper. You're just going to use the paper that you used yesterday to do your writing, and you're going to do your editing right on there. Tomorrow, we're going to take this because I don't want to show my classmates this jumbled mess. I have 2 different colors. Stuff is crossed out. Tomorrow, we're going to turn this and we're going to rewrite it into a new piece of paper. All right, boys and girls, see you tomorrow.